Let's give a big round of applause for Bethany and in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest country in the world, with freedoms like no other. So, Falcon, please stand, remove any caps for the singing of the national anthem this evening by Audrey Atkins.
Oh, say, did you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets raised the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, throwing in our first pitch today, again, is Mr. Garrett Ford. Great job, Garrett, and good luck in the Special Olympic World Games in 2019. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for coming out this evening. Introducing the Lincoln County Settlers defensively in right field number 17, Brendan Ellis. Center field.
Ready to go here from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio, as game number 38 about ready to get underway between the Licking County Settlers and the Richmond Jazz. Tonight on the mound for the Licking County Settlers will be the right-hander Johnny Putnam. Defense behind him, Turner Hill in left, Jake Margroff in center, Brendan Alas in right. First to third, Dill Sobozic, Pena Wilson with Cale Baker catching behind the plate. Licking County today coming off their 1-1 record against the Cincinnati Steam over the last couple days. They come in with a record of 9-28. The Richmond Jazz 12-26. Richmond 5th in the Southern Division, while Licking County right behind them, about 2.5 games back in 6th place. Batting order for the Richmond Jazz looks like this. Shortstop Tommy Bell will lead off out in right, and batting second, Nolan Young. Batting third and playing left field will be Stephen Bennett behind the plate, and batting cleanup, Bill Kroll. The designated hitter, Jared Kengott, will be batting fifth, batting sixth, and playing first base, Jackson Blevins. Batting seventh and playing third base, Damon Maynard. Playing second and batting eighth, Austin Turner, and Jarrett Wolf will be out in center field, and batting ninth for the Jazz, who come in losers of 9 out of their last 10 games. They come in on a 4-game losing streak they've been struggling as of late. Johnny Putnam on the mound today, making his 7th start of the season. This will be his 10th appearance overall. He does own an 0-3 record with a 3.61 ERA, 42 1/3 innings pitched, 29 runs, 45 hits, 36 strikeouts, and 15 walks on the season. He does have a couple of saves as well, as he had a save 2 nights ago against the Cincinnati Steam, came in the 9th inning and shut the door with a 9-6 lead. That was a big win for the Licking County Settlers. They were finally able to get one against the first-place Cincinnati Steam, a team that's ranked anywhere from about 15 to 18 in the entire Summer Collegiate League and a couple of online rankings. So a solid team up and down. Licking County had a lead last night a couple of different times, but eventually fell in the bottom of the 9th on a walk-off by Thomas Bennett, the shortstop. They fell 5-4. Cincinnati does lead the division at 28-10. They are 1 game up on the Southern Ohio Copperheads, who Licking County will have a 3-game series with upcoming this weekend, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. Cale Baker throwing down to second base, so we are about ready to go with our first pitch here in game number 38 on this 2018 campaign. Be the right-hander Tommy Bell to lead it off for the Richmond Jazz. Bell 6'1", 170 from Kettering, Ohio, plays at Old Dominion University as he steps in to the right-handed batter's box to face right-hander Johnny Putnam. Putnam ready to go. Here's from the windup. First pitch misses high and inside for ball number 1. First pitch officially at 7:07 p.m. Putnam rocks back, fires. This one lifted high to the left side. Wilson will give chase, but that one will go out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count now. Tommy Bell, .310 batting average, 27 hits on the season. 6 of those have gone for doubles, 8 RBIs, 8 strikeouts, and 15 walks for the sophomore infielder. Here's the 1-1 from Putnam. This one hit hard on the line into left field. Hill giving chase, diving and making the catch. Turner Hill going to his right as that one hung up there just long enough for Turner Hill to make the full extension diving catch. And 1 up and 1 down for Putnam here in the top of the first inning. What a catch from Turner Hill, laying out and snaring that ball right off the grass. So 1 up and 1 down. That'll bring the right fielder Nolan Young to the dish now. Young on this season, .500 batting average. He hasn't played that many games. This is actually only his 3rd start of the season, so a late pickup for the Richmond Jazz. It appears they've only brought about 12, 13 players in total to this game. Putnam misses inside to the righty Young, ball number 1. One-0 pitch misses outside as Putnam going to the off-speed. 2 balls and no strikes. Nolan Young from Gas City, Indiana, 5'10", 185. Plays at Only Central College in Only, Illinois. There's a 2-0. That one catches the outside part of the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike. Game time temperature, 82 degrees, 8-mile-per-hour wind blowing from center field to left field. This will be a good day for the right-handed hitters as we get a swing and a miss from Young. Putnam able to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last start, actually, from Johnny Putnam. Gave up 8 runs. Only 2 of those were earned, however. That was against the Galion Graders. A 9-6 loss. Was chased after only 1 2/3 of an inning. He could knock it out of the second inning, and he gets strike number 3 looking as he paints the fastball on the outside corner to Nolan Young. 2 up and 2 down for the righty Putnam. Left fielder Stephen Bennett will be the batter now. Bennett coming to bat on the right side of the plate. Here's the first pitch from Putnam. Swing and a miss by Bennett. Looked like he was going to try to check his swing, but went around a bit too far. Bennett from Auburn, New York. 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, plays at Canisius College. Here's the 0-1. Another swing and a miss. Very quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Bennett on this season, .314 average, 32 hits. Does have 16 extra base hits, including 13 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. So he faced the 0-2 pitch from Putnam. That one high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 19 RBIs, 24 strikeouts, and 13 walks for the other sophomore Here's the 1-2 lined right at Pena. Off his glove and into left field. Pena not able to reach out and snag that one out of the air. It looked like it might have hit the webbing of his glove, but bounced off and into the left field, as that will be the first base runner of the game for the Richmond Jazz, as that'll be a base hit for Stephen Bennett in his first at-bat. Dylan Kroll, the batter now. He comes up with a man aboard and 2 outs. Here in the top of the first inning, still no score. Kroll from Carapolis, Pennsylvania. Putting the checks over on first base at Bennett. Kroll 6 feet, 210, another right-handed batter. So we've seen 4 righties in the lineup so far for the Jazz. First pitch, this one hit hard down the left field line and fair past Sam Wilson. That one will get to the corner. Bennett heading into third. He's going to be held up at third, as that will be a double after back-to-back hits by the Richmond Jazz. And they have runners at second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Putnam struggled to get the third out in his second inning of work against the Galilean Graders. That was the out that just eluded him. And now with 2 outs allows back-to-back hits. And Richmond in a good position to score right now. 2 men aboard, second and third with 2 outs. And the designated hitter, Jared Kengott, to the plate. Kengott, an Addison, Texas native, plays at Southern Illinois Carbondale. Putnam going from the windup first pitch. That one misses the outside corner for ball 1. Kengott 6'2", 205, right-handed batter. 217 average on the year, 26 hits. Putnam rocks back and deals the 1-0. That one, that catches the outside corner. This time, 1 ball and 1 strike. He was up 0-2 on Stephen Bennett and allowed the single that glanced off the glove of Eddie Pena. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off and behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Putnam once again 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. We've seen good starting pitching the last 2 games. It was Cannon Duke and Adam Mays, both relievers, going 4 innings and 6 innings respectively, and putting this team in a position to win. Here's the 1-2 from Putnam. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Baker will pick it up and toss over to first base in time, and that will retire the side. So the Jazz get 2 men aboard with 2 outs, but not able to score as Putnam closes the door. We go to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless.
Ladies and gentlemen, our interns informed me today is National Intern Day, which obviously I did not believe until they proved it to me from the internet. So let's give a round of applause for all of our interns here, working for free, trying to get through school with some credit. Thanks for all your hard work down there. We appreciate it. And it is National Intern Day. Hello, babe.
Licking County coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. They'll get their first crack at starting pitcher Titan Bennett on the mound for the Richmond Jazz. Lineup looks like this for the Settlers. Casso Bozic leading off, Eddie Pena batting second, Sam Wilson, Cale Baker batting 3-4, Turner Hill in the 5 spot, and 6, 7, 8, 9, Alas, Dill, McCulley, and Margroff. They will face the right-handed hurler in Titan Bennett for the Richmond Jazz. First pitch to Bozic catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Bennett on the year, a 2-6 record, 9.84. Yes, 9.84 ERA. And so Bozic flips this one into shallow left field. Coming on his left fielder, Bennett, and he will make the catch. That's Stephen Bennett out in the outfield. I don't believe he has any relation to Titan Bennett, the pitchers. They are both from two different places. Titan Bennett from Newcastle, Indiana, and he starts off with out number one to Kaz. So Bozic, Eddie Pena the batter now. Pena starting at short today, as we've come accustomed to. 5'10", 160 from Woodlake, California. 205 average on the season with 24 hits, all singles, except the one big home run. He gets hit right in the back of the left kneecap. That's a painful way to get your first base runner of the day. But Pena will take it and stride down over towards first base. Getting back to the stats on Titan Bennett. It's his 9th start of the season, 10th appearance overall, 35 2/3 of innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 20 walks, and 51 hits on the season. So he will now have to face the hottest hitter on this Licking County roster, Sam Wilson. Wilson riding a 6-game hitting streak right now, had the big home run to left field last night. That gave Licking County the lead over the Cincinnati Steam, which the Steam will eventually come back to tie it and win it in the bottom of the ninth. Wilson first pitch swinging out of play over the first base dugout. Wilson leading the team in batting average, 331 on the season. Has a 410 on base percentage, 45 hits, 14 of those going for extra bases. Pena with a short lead over at first base. Here's the pitch from Bennett, swing and a miss by Wilson. Curveball in the dirt. Fooled Sam, and he is now down 0-2. Wilson, the first time these two teams met in that 2-game series out in Richmond, 7 for 9. He absolutely dominated the Jazz pitching. Here's the 0-2 outside for ball 1. Wilson also this year adding 25 RBIs, 14 strikeouts, and 14 walks. 1-2 offering in the dirt for ball 2. Wilson able to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last time Titan Bennett was out on the mound, he received the loss against the Hamilton Joes. It was 11-4 loss. Gave up 9 earned runs in that one. Here's the 2-2. Pena goes on the ground to the shortstop in Bell. He'll pick it up. Only one play to first, and he will make it as Wilson grounds out on the 6-3 ground out. Pena will stand up on second base. So Licking County with a man in scoring position, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring Cale Baker to the dish now. Baker catching tonight. He's had to do ever since the departure of Chad Harper. We've seen Adam Mays back there a couple times, but for the most part, it has been the 6', 235 Black Lake, Ohio native. Now going to Wabash Valley College with Sam Wilson. First pitch to Baker outside for ball 1. Wind starting to die down a little bit here. Was blowing steadily out towards left field. .1-0 from Bennett. This one hit high and deep into center field. Wolf, the center fielder, will track back. Now comes in and will make the catch. So Licking County gets a man over to second base, but not able to get him back around, as each team has had one at bat, and we are scoreless as we go to the second.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the County Senators organization would like to thank their sponsors for the 2018 season. York Moose Lodge, Raising Canes, Explorer LLC, Falcon Retail Marketing, Excel Dryer, Chad Ogle, L&H, Donaldson Real Estate, Mayor Jeff Hall, Plymouth Lane Company, Insurance Law Sensations, Krieger Company, Local Roots Lawn Care, The Draft House, D&B, Sharon Brook, Wilson, Shannon and Snow, Layton Services, Shaw Mechanical, Network 9, SDS Mechanical and Automation, and McCune Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's just a few of the sponsors for the 2018 season.
Top of the second here from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. We've played one. We still do not have a score. Each team has had a crack at starting pitchers for the opposition and haven't been able to figure them out just yet. Johnny Putnam toes the rubber once again for the Settlers. He will face 6, 7, and 8 in the order. He starts off the lefty in Jackson Blevins with strike number 1. Blevins, the first lefty we've seen in the order today. A Plainfield, Illinois native, 6'3", 210, is at Wabash College as he swings through the off-speed pitch from Johnny Putnam. Now, it is not the same school as Wabash Valley. They are two different schools, Wabash Valley in Illinois, Wabash College just in Indiana. I had to make sure I fact-checked that one before as Putnam misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blevins on the season, 215 average, 26 hits. Here's the 1-2 from Putnam. Checked his swing. He did not go around as Putnam tried to come inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Wabash Little Giant product. Is everybody in the press box letting me know? I had that written down, too. I want everybody to know I did have that written down because I thought that was a funny nickname as Blevins goes down swing. Second strikeout of the day for Johnny Putnam. 2 in a row dating back to last inning. And that will be out number 1 here in the top of the second. Third baseman Damon Maynard will come to the plate now. Damon, his first appearance against Johnny Putnam. It's an Indianapolis, Indiana native. Goes to Only Central College. Teammates with Nolan Young. First pitch he sees from Johnny Putnam outside for ball 1. Maynard on the season, 268, 11 hits. 2 RBIs, 4 strikeouts, and 5 walks. This is only his 15th start of the season, so another midseason addition for the Richmond Jazz. He falls back to the backstop. Putnam got himself into a little bit of jam in the first inning. So he retired the first 2 batters, but allowed back-to-back base hits. It was runners at second and third with 2 outs. So he misses with the fastball outside. Then was able to get Jared Kengott on a strikeout swinging on a 1-2 pitch. So Putnam able to work himself out of a jam, got the save 2 nights ago. Here's the 2-1. That one outside. Ball 3 now, first 3-ball count Putnam has been a part of. There was talks Putnam might come in late in the game last night. He did not. It was Jake Carpenter through 3 innings and wouldn't get the loss. Here's a 3-1. Outside, ball number 4, first walk issued today by Johnny Putnam. And once again, the Jazz will have a base runner aboard. Austin Turner will be the batter now. The right-handed hitting second baseman today. Turner from Richmond, Indiana, a local product for the Jazz, plays at Indiana Wesleyan University. He comes in with a 157 batting average. Richmond has a team 253 as a whole. A little bit better than Licking County. Licking County 246. Here's the first pitch to him. Catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Putnam trying to work the outside corner a lot to most of these hitters that we've seen, trying to see how far our home plate umpire Clark Husky will give him. Husky behind the plate. And Andrew Bowden out of the base pass as Putnam checks on the runner in Maynard over at first base. Settlers wearing all gray today. The red scripted Settlers right across the front. So gray hats, gray shirts, gray pants. Richmond with blue jerseys, white pants, blue socks. This pitch fouled off behind the press box very quickly. 0-2 to the righty in Austin Turner. These two teams split the first 2-game series very early in the season. So it was either the second or the third as Putnam checks on the runner over at first base once again. So the third series of the season. Jazz took game 1, 9-3. Settlers 15-10. This one grounded back towards Putnam. He's not going to be able to get it. Pena charges in, makes the throw, and makes the play. That ball hit a little bit too hard for Johnny Putnam to catch. Pena, the good running play coming in. Maynard will move over to second base, but 2 outs. Once again up on the scoreboard as the number 9 hitter and center fielder Jared Wolf will be at the plate. Wolf 5'9", 185, also plays at Wabash College. So he as well is a little giant. As he steps in the left-handed batter's box, 216 batting average on the year, 21 hits, 3 RBIs, 29 strikeouts, and 18 walks. Putnam comes set, checks his runner in Maynard at second base and delivers the first pitch. That one grabbing the outside corner for strike 1. Putnam did throw against the Jazz in the first game these two teams faced off against. Putnam went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, none earned. And Lincoln County would still go on to lose that one as this one rolled over to Sobozic, the second baseman, ranges to his left and makes the play for out number 3. So the Jazz get another base runner aboard, but Putnam strands the third runner of this game. Lincoln County coming to bat in the bottom of the second, score still tied at 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, thanks to our sponsors this year, 2018. Here's some more of our sponsors. Texas Roadhouse, Drinking Solutions, Lux Showcase, AMA Electric Heating and Cooling, JetBlue Construction, Alice Law, Faux Flooring, Mid-Ohio Development, Christine and Judy Cunningham, Dr. Kirian, Red Local, Mark Todd, the Boss Family, Hayward Group, Linton Remax, Keener Roofing, and Hickman's Barbershop. Again, thank you for your continued support of the Lincoln County Settlers. Now back to your Settlers, number 2, Turner Hill.
Hill, Alas, and Dill do up for the Lincoln County Settlers in the bottom of the second inning. Still no score. First pitch from starting pitcher Titan Bennett, taken outside for ball number 1 to the lefty in Turner Hill. Hill, 5'11", 168, Marietta, Ohio native. He takes fastball right down the middle, 1 ball and 1 strike. 282 batting average on the season, the 390 on base percentage, second best on this Settler roster. Turner was around 400 the other day, but dipped down a little bit after his 0 for 4 against Cincinnati Steam as he takes up high for ball 2. Turner does have 35 hits. That's also second best on this team. He takes on the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Turner has come along in the second half of the season. He's been able to get on in just about any way imaginable. This one's reached out, hit right back up the middle. Be a tough play for the shortstop, Bell. He will not be able to make it, and Turner Hill is aboard for the first base hit of the ball game for the Licking County Settlers. They have the leadoff man aboard, and Brendan Alas coming to the dish now. Alas, 6'1", 210, right-handed hitter from Northern Kentucky University, 171 on the year, 12 hits, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Does have 26 strikeouts. They check on Hill over at first base, but not in time. Turner, one of the leaders on the team in stolen bases this season. He does have 12, so always a threat to run as he gets a sizable lead. And here's the first pitch from Bennett, swung on and missed by Alas. Strikeouts have been an issue for Brendan. 11 strikeouts in the last 5 games. He added 2 last night. Turner Hill does run, pitch inside, thrown down from the catcher Kroll, not in time as Turner Hill slides in safely. That's stolen base number 62 on the season for Licking County. That will be Turner Hill. I believe that is his 13th stolen base of the season. Yes, it is his 13th as I check the notes here. 13 stolen bases for Turner Hill. Here's the 1-1 to a loss. 2-1 now as that fastball up above his eyes. No score here in the bottom of the second inning. Licking County was able to get Pena on in the first, but only moved him as far as second base. So ground ball to the right side would move Turner over as this pitch swung on and fouled out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to a loss. Bennett coming set, checking on Turner Hill. Turner takes a big hop. 2-2 fouled off. I got a piece of our umpire or catcher. Neither of them showing that it got hit, but a loss will stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Licking County, really just anything on the ground, you'd imagine would move Turner Hill over. Shortstop Bell trying to hold him on, playing very closely to second base as a cat and mouse game. Turner Hill starts and stops, and the loss fouls it out of play once again. Corners are pinched kind of towards each foul line, and the middles are pinched up the middle, so a lot of room on either side for a loss if you can put this one on the ground. Here comes the 2-2. That one inside for ball 3 as Turner Hill continues to jump back and forth out on second base, maybe getting ahead of starting pitcher Titan Bennett. Here's the payoff pitch outside for ball 4. First walk of the day issued by Bennett and Licking County. With its first 2 men aboard, they stand on first and second base with nobody out. And Big Nathan Dill coming to the dish. Dill 6'4", 220, Fort Collins, Colorado native. I think 225 on the season, 18 hits, 3 doubles, 9 RBIs, 28 strikeouts, and 14 walks for the Butler Bulldog. Had a couple of hits in the Cincinnati series with an RBI as well as Dill first pitch swing rolls over to the third base dugout. Dill did not have a hit in the game last night, but had a single and a double in game number 1, had an RBI, and also scored a run in that 9-6 victory down at Max McCleary Field. Here's the 0-1. This one hit high and deep into center field. Wolf going back. He will make the catch in front of the warning track. Turner Hill tagging up from second, and he will go into third standing up. So Dill does a job and moves Turner Hill over to third on the flyout to deep center field. Really just missing that one is Wolf, the center fielder, a couple feet away from the warning track to the farthest part of the ballpark. Wind is blown out kind of towards left field as well, so maybe gets knocked down a little bit. So that'll bring John McCulley to the plate. Now the pitcher turned DH. Saw Sam Stewart in that position the last couple nights. Stewart went hitless the last 2. So McCulley gets his crack in the designated hitter position. First pitch to John, low and in the dirt for ball 1. McCulley on the season, 3 for 18, has a double, 2 RBIs, and 7 strikeouts. Had 2 hits against the Xenia Scouts back on July the 1st. 1-0 catches the outside corner for strike 1, 1 ball, and 1 strike to the lefty McCulley. Licking County, you just don't want to strike out, don't want to double play. Lost with a big lead. Now he's going. He'll run towards second base. No throw as a loss will go in standing up. Pitch was taken in the dirt, so 2 balls and a strike now to John McCulley as runners now stand at second and third base with only 1 out. Infield staying at about normal depth. Bennett will go from the windup now. This one hit right back up the middle under the glove of Bennett. It'll be off the glove of the second baseman, Turner. Turner Hill comes in to score, and now a loss will come in to score. A 2 RBI single for John McCulley as he breaks the scoreless tie scoring Turner Hill and Brendan Alas. That ball hit right back up the middle. Would have been a tough play for Turner, the second baseman, had he made the catch. But as it was able to glance off his glove, that allowed Alas to score. Second hit of the inning for the Settlers. They lead this one 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Margraf squares the bunt. He does down the third baseline. Bennett trips and falls, and he will not be able to make the throw to first base. So another base runner will get aboard, as that will be an error on the pitcher in Bennett. And once again, Licking County with 2 men aboard and 1 out. McCulley moves over to second base now, and it's the top of the order after the bunt laid down by Margraf. Tasso Bozic, the batter now, flew out to left field in his first at-bat. It was a sinking line drive, a good play by Stephen Bennett out there in left. First pitch, so Bozic squares the bunt. He will not. Ball bounces off the catcher crawl, but just in front of home plate as McCulley will stay put at second. Five batters have come to the plate for the Settlers. 4 have reached. Dill with the fly out to deep center field. That's what moved Turner Hill over to third base. Here's the 1-0. That one snagging the outside corner for strike one. Here's the 1-1 from Bennett. Grounded out foul to the right side. And so Bozic will go down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Bozic didn't have a hit in the game last night. He led off, reached on a single, and also reached on an error. Here's the 1-2. This one grounded, just missing the chalk on the first base side, past first base coach Garrett Roberts. Roberts missing the game yesterday, but now returning to his first base coaching duties. He took some batting practice today, hit a couple balls well over the fence. I asked him if he was going to play today because I assumed he was done for the year. And so Bozic takes lone in the dirt. He informed me he is not planning on returning. He does still have a lot of swelling, a lot of bruising on that left kneecap. But he still just kind of wanted to take some batting practice, hit some balls, and he still looks good. Here's the 2-2 outside. Full count now. If there was a scenario, he did talk about maybe late in the game, 9th inning, where they needed a big hit, he would be available for that, as he is still on the lineup card. Here's the payoff pitch, fouled away by Bozic. So if need be, he could still come into a game and get an at-bat, just wouldn't be able to run very quickly. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second inning, Settlers putting a 2-spot up here as they lead 2-0. They've started to figure out Titan Bennett. Here's the payoff pitch. Bozic foul once again. Bozic flirting with that first base line. Hasn't been able to keep it fair yet, but he's been close a couple of times. McCulley stands on second base, and Jake Margraf over on first base. McCulley with the big 2 RBI single right back up the middle. That gave Licking County the 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss now by Bozic. McCulley will go towards third, and he will get in safely. Good read by McCulley. As the third baseman, Maynard, trying to wait and see if he came off the bag. He did not. So a good read by McCulley will move him to third base. Bozic goes down on the strikeout swinging. So 2 outs. In all of that, Margraf was able to take second base. So second and third, 2 outs here for the number 2 hitter, Eddie Pena. He had a painful first at-bat. First pitch he saw hit right in the back of the left kneecap. Bennett going from the windup and gets a strike over. Pena hit by pitch in the first inning. He was the only base runner up until this inning. This one misses him inside. It gets to the backstop. McCulley's going to try to make it home, and he will, standing up. Third run of the inning for the Settlers. They take a commanding 3-0 lead off the wild pitch by Bennett. Allows another man to score. Margraf will move to third now. The count will move to 1 ball and 1 strike. That one nearly got Pena. Probably a good thing that it didn't. It allowed McCauley to score from third. Here's the 1-1. Swing and grounded to the second baseman, Turner. He will field and get the speedy Pena to end the inning. But Licking County, a crooked number up on the board. They score 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. We'll go to the third. Settlers lead 3-0.
Also, the top of the 7th will be our tennis ball toss. We get tennis balls from up to the front gate. That's tennis balls for sale. The pot was up over $50 for the winner. No one has won it yet this year. And the top of the 7th will be throwing them out there in left field to see if you make it inside the hula hoop and win the pot. If nobody wins the pot, it doesn't carry over. Those tennis balls can be purchased, 3 I believe, for $1 out the front gate. Thank you.
You got $1. I know you do.
We played 2 here from Don Edwards Park. Settlers lead the Richmond Jazz by a score of 3-0 as Johnny Putnam starts off the first batter in Tommy Bell with strike number 1. Putnam working fast and misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to the righty in Bell. Bell in his first at bat. A line out to left field. A great diving play by Turner Hill to begin this ball game. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Bell. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The righty shortstop. Through the first 2 innings, Jazz no runs on 2 hits. They have no errors as Bell fouls 1 off to stay alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Settlers 3 runs on 3 hits. They also have no errors. That's where we stand right now. Settlers put up a crooked number at the bottom of the second inning as this one, a high chopper to Wilson. He had a range to his left, going to go off of his glove as that will bring Tommy Bell over to first base. That'll go down as an error by Sam Wilson as the Settlers allow the leadoff man to get aboard here in the third inning. Putnam has allowed 3 runners in the first 2 innings. All of them have been stranded. That'll bring the number 2 hitter and right fielder Nolan Young to the dish. Young was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, one of 3 strikeouts on the day by starting pitcher Johnny Putnam. Checks on the runner in Bell over at first base. Putnam now coming set, checks the runner, and delivers first pitch hit high and deep into left field. Hill going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. Looks up. That ball is out of here. Nolan Young sends the pitch over the left field wall. Gets caught up in the jet stream. As this game now a 1-run ball game after the first bomb of the year by Nolan Young. It's his first home run and first 2 RBIs in what's only his 3rd start of the season. So a good pickup for the Richmond Jazz. He sends that pitch high and deep to left. And that one was a no-doubter. So the error does kind of come back to bite the Settlers as Tommy Bell will score as well. It's a 3-2 ball game. First pitch swing from Stephen Bennett. Swing through for strike number 1. See how Putnam responds to the bomb by Nolan Young. He responds with 2 quick strikes. He jumps all over Stephen Bennett. Bennett in his first at-bat singled in the first inning, but was stranded at third base. Here's the 0-2. This one hit hard into center field. Markgraf will go back to his right and make the easy grab for out number 1. So Putnam bounces back, throws 3 pitches, and gets the first out. As the Jazz cut the deficit now to 1 after they give up a 3 spot in the second. Bill Kroll, the catcher, will be in the batter's box now. Kroll doubled in his first at-bat. It was a hot shot down the third base line. He would be stranded at second in that first inning. First pitch from Putnam misses the outside corner for ball 1. Swing and a miss now by Kroll. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kroll playing at Canisius College. A lot of teammates on this roster for the Richmond Jazz. You have 2 guys from Canisius, a couple guys from Only Central. Say there was 1 more. Yeah, Wabash College. That's the other one. As Kroll takes 4 strike 2. A lot of pairs of teammates, a lot of familiarity with this Jazz lineup. There's the 1-2, just missing. Blowing outside was Putnam. Count will even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. First 2 men reached for the Jazz. It was an error and a home run. It's a 3-2 ball game. Putnam misses outside now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Does have 1 walk today and 3 strikeouts. There's first 2 1/3. Putnam winds and deals. This one rolled over left side. Wilson sliding, picks it up, and throws over to first base and in time. Good play by Sam Wilson. He knocked the ball down, had enough time to gather himself and made a strong throw. The big target in Nathan Dill over at first base. So first 2 batters since the home run have gone down on a flyout and a ground out. That'll bring Jared Kengott to the dish. Kengott a strikeout victim in his first at-bat back in the first inning. It was a strikeout swinging. Putnam looks down now, and the third inning, maybe the same way he ended the first. From the windup, here's the first pitch, swing and a miss to Kengott. Kengott did strike out on a 1-2 pitch. Kengott, Southern Illinois, Carbondale, a Saluki. He fouls off to the left side and out of play. A couple of buddies that go to Illinois, a couple of guys that graduated. My friends in aviation school down in Carbondale to send me Snapchats of him flying planes while they were in the air. 1-2 on the outside corner for strike number 3. Just like the end of the first inning, Putnam ends it with a strikeout of Kengott, this time looking, but the error does come back to bite the Settlers after the 2-run home run by Nolan Young. This is a 1-run ball game as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Settlers 3, Jazz 2. 3-4-5 due up for the Licking County Settlers. Sam Wilson and Gil Baker, as well as Turner Hill, as Wilson takes on the inside corner. 4-strike number 1 from starting pitcher Titan Bennett. It's a 3-2 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Settlers do lead. Wilson takes another strike on the inside corner. He's down 0-2. Wilson 0 for 1 here today. He grounded out to the shortstop Bell in his first at bat back in the first inning. 0-2 offering from Bennett. This one rolled over to third base now. Third baseman Maynard plays back and throws over to first and gets him for the second time today. Sam Wilson 0 for 2 now with 2 ground outs, 1 to short and 1 to third, as that will bring Cale Baker up now. Baker also 0 for 1 today. He flew out to deep center field. Wolf was near the warning track on that ball hit by Cale Baker. Baker taking his time to get into the right-handed batter's box as he faces Titan Bennett for the second time today. This one lifted high and deep, but out of play to right field, as Baker will be getting behind in the count. No balls and a strike. Had some youth Settler tryouts here today earlier on the fields surrounding us, so a lot of those guys hanging out for the ball game. Baker takes inside, 1 ball and a strike. Not a bad crowd here from Don Edwards Park, especially for a Thursday night ball game. 1-1 swung on and missed by Baker. 1-2. The count moves to now. Honoring our special Olympic friends here at the ballpark pregame. We've got a couple guys competing in some competition in between the innings, and then we have a dizzy bat competition coming up. As Baker lifts this one into right field. Young, the right fielder, going back, and he stops and makes the catch. So he ran towards the warning track, but started coming back in, as Baker will go down for the second time today. So very quickly, 2 outs up on the board from starting pitcher Titan Bennett. He will now face Turner Hill for the second time. Hill 1 for 1, singled and scored a run. Also had a stolen base in that 3-run second inning. He started the rally. It was Hill in the loss, got on. Dill moved Hill over to third base. And the 2 RBI single by John McCauley broke it open as Turner starts with the ball outside. 1-0 from Bennett. This one just catching the inside corner. 1-1 the count now. 1-1, 2 outs. Bottom 3. Settlers lead the Jazz 3-2. Outside and low, 2-1. 2 teams split the first 2 games. Both teams out of playoff contention in the Southern Division. Turner smacks it into left center field. This one will get into the gap. Turner will turn on the Jets and head into second base with a stand-up double. Turner Hill 2 for 2 on the day with his 37th hit on the season, 5th double. He tries to start a 2-out rally here for the Licking County Settlers. That'll bring Brendan Alas to the plate now. Alas walked in his first at-bat, stole second base, and also scored a run in that 3-run second inning. See if Licking County maybe can sneak one across here with 2 outs. Turner Hill getting a big lead at second base as the pitcher and Bennett steps off. Miscommunication between the middles. Bell and Turner at second and short at who was holding him on. Hill getting another big lead. He's going to go for a third, and he will go in standing up. Not even a throwdown as Turner Hill with a giant jump. There was no chance. Second stolen base on the night for Turner Hill. 14th overall. Pitch was taken outside for a ball. Will go way outside as Kroll barely able to get a glove on it. That's how Licking County scored its 3rd run of the game. John McCauley scored on a wild pitch that nearly hit Eddie Pena. So again, maybe the Settlers can sneak one across here with 2 outs. Bennett going from the windup. Here's the 2-0. This one hit high into center field. Wolf, the center fielder, coming on now, and he will make the grab. So Turner Hill with a 2-out double steals third, but is stranded at third base. We go to the 4th. Settlers lead 3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your eyes to Anna down there. She has 2 contestants today for the dizzy bat competition, and I heard the winner's going to win a signed baseball from the team. We have your Special Olympic World Champion qualifier, Mr. Garrett Ford. And we have the Settlers' slowest member, John Troll, number 18. Just kidding, John. Just kidding. Around and around they go, folks.
When they stop doing this.
Uh-oh, John, not going too well. Oh, he's flying. Hey, he's a winner by a mile. Just be all right. Folks, that's the kind of players we have on this team. Good to help out. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. And you're not the slowest. Garrett's pretty slow. Now batting for the Jazz, number 12, Jackson Blevins.
Blevins, Maynard, and Turner due up for the Richmond Jazz. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Settlers hold a one-run lead. It's 3-2. Settlers with 3 in the second. Jazz responded with 2 in the top of the third. They try to work on Johnny Putnam. Blevins swing and a miss for strike number 1. Blevins was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, 1 of 4 on the day from starting pitcher Johnny Putnam. 0-1 up the stairs. Putnam goes from the windup. Here's the 1-1 inside. 2 balls and a strike now. Putnam, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Gave up the big 2-run home run last inning to Nolan Young, his first of the season. This being only his 3rd start of the year. Putnam rocks back in, fires right back up the middle. Look out, Johnny Putnam, as that one nearly hit him. He gets into center field, and Blevins will be aboard with his first base hit of the ball game. First base hit to lead off an inning for the Jazz. So that'll bring the third baseman, Damon Maynard, into the right-handed batter's box now. Maynard walked in his first at-bat, only walk given up on the day by Johnny Putnam. This is Damon's first game against the Licking County Settlers. He did not play in the previous 2 games. Putnam from the stretch. This one fouled through the backstop. Wilson, the third baseman, started to play on the cutout of the infield grass. Now moves back about a half a step in front of the third base bag. Maybe he's expecting a bunt here from Maynard. There's the 0-1. This one grounded to Wilson. He will field, go to first base as he's got spun around and make the play. Wilson ranging a couple steps to his left, had to reach behind him to make the play, which caused him to make a 360-degree turn. Didn't have a play at second base, so wisely got the out over at first base. 1 out, runner over on second base in Blevins. And the second baseman, Austin Turner, to the plate now. Turner, a ground-out victim in his first at-bat, rolled over to Eddie Pena in the second inning. Putnam checks his runner on second base and deals outside. Looking at scores around the league right now, Saginaw and Grand Lake are tied in the top of the third. There still is no score. Lima trails 2-1. The St. Clair Green Giants, that game in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and fouled back by Turner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cincinnati Steam up 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Down in Xenia, Scouts reeling right now. 12 straight losses. They now find themselves in the cellar of the Southern Division. Licking County jumping out 2 nights ago to get out of that spot as Putnam comes with a hook. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hamilton Joes lead the Galilean Graders 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. That's a big series. It's just half a game separates the Joes and the Graders. Joes are currently in the final playoff position right now. This 2-game series between those 2 teams could eventually determine the outcome. Putnam long look at Blevins on second base. Time is now called. Nobody holding on Blevins as Putnam stared him down and forced the batter and Turner to call time. In the last game, Southern Ohio and Irish Hills, no score, bottom of the fifth out in Adrian College. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Baker to make the throw down to first. He will in Putnam. 5 strikeouts on the day, and he keeps Blevins over at second base. So after allowing the leadoff single, retiring the next 2 in the number 9 hitter and center fielder, Jared Wolf. Wolf, a ground out victim in his first at bat in the second inning. He grounded 4-3 to end the second inning. Wolf, the lefty, going against the righty in Putnam. Squares to bunt, lays it down. Third base line will be a tough play for Wilson Fields. Quick throw to first, and not in time. That'll be a base hit by Jared Wolf. Saw Sam Wilson playing a little bit behind the third base bag. And a perfect bunt. It was a good play by Sam Wilson. He fielded it clean. Made a strong and accurate throw over to first, but Wolf, with the speed, able to lay down the 2-out bunt. Runners now at the corners with 2 away. And it's the top of the order in Tommy Bell. Bell today 0 for 2. He flew out, maybe more of a line out on that diving play by Turner Hill. Also reached on an error in the third inning. He would score the first run on the 2-run home run by Nolan Young. Young stands in the on deck, so this one hit hard to right field, but right at the fielder in Brendan Alas. So 1 pitch and the third out of the inning as the Settlers escape any damage here in the top of the fourth. Settlers coming to bat. They lead by 1.
At this time, Lincoln County Settlers would like to show their appreciation to their host families. This year's host families for the 2018 Settlers, Jamie and Mike McDonald, Jim and Crystal Polk, John Poirot and Michelle Sauberswick, TJ and Amalia Lyons, Trevor and Brooke Donaldson, Tina Bell, Chad and Myra Campbell, Valerie and Steve Dietrich, Dave Douglas, and Scott and Stacy Bowman. From the Lincoln County Settlers, thank you for being your host to house these players all season long. Starting your Lincoln County Settlers on the bottom of the fourth inning, number 36, Nathan Dill.
Nathan Dill to lead it off for the Licking County Settlers in the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be Dill, McCauley, and Margroff 7-8-9 against starting pitcher Titan Bennett. Settlers got to Bennett in the second inning, putting a 3-spot up, but have been shut down the other 2 innings. Dill, first pitch swing, pop up in the infield left side. Shortstop Bell will come under it near the second base bag and make the play for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out for Nathan Dill. He is now 0 for 2 on the day. John McCauley make his way to the dish. Now McCauley, his 4th base hit of the season and 4th RBI. He had the big 2 RBI single, got under the glove of the pitcher in Bennett, glanced off the glove of Turner, the second baseman, rolled into center field, and that would score both Turner Hill and Brendan a loss as McCauley takes in the dirt for ball 1. McCauley earlier today had a home run derby with Miguel Pimentel as he grounds to the left side. It'll be a tough play for Bell with the backhand. Fields and throws to first, and in time, Garrett Roberts, the first base coach, trying to entice Andrew Bowden into calling McCauley safe, but in time is the call. 3 pitches and 2 outs for starting pitcher Titan Bennett as he points out to his shortstop Bell. Good play by Bell. He had just enough time to gather himself. Thought he took a little bit too long on the transfer and the throw, but proved me wrong and threw out McCauley. Margroff will be the batter now. Margroff 1 for 1 today as he bunted down towards the third base side. Pitch taken inside for a ball. Pitcher Titan Bennett fell over, initially ruled an error, but was changed to a base hit. So Margroff 1 for 1 She takes outside once again. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's a 2-0. Outside, ball number 3. Margraf 1 pitch away from a 2-out walk. Always a threat to steal a base as well with good speed. So should he get on, be on the lookout. Here's the 3-0. That one just catching the lower outside corner with the fastball. 3 balls and a strike to lefty Margraf. Margraf 1 for 2 with 2 walks. The series last time these two teams faced off, and he takes on the outside corner once again. Full count. Now to the lefty Margraf. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom 4. Settlers lead by 1. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. That one low in the dirt, ball number 4. As Margraf will trot down to first base with a 2-out walk. And the top of the order coming to bat. Because Sobozic coming to the dish. Sobozic does not have a hit today. He's flown out and also struck out in this ball game. We'll see if maybe Margraf takes off. Only 6 stolen bases on the season. He's 6 for 7 on the year. Does not go. As it looks like a balk has been called. Didn't come set was Titan Bennett. So Margraf doesn't even have to steal second base on the balk by Titan Bennett. That will put a runner in scoring position. A ball will go up in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Third baseman Maynard playing even with the bag. That pitch nearly got past the catcher Kroll. It actually almost hit Sobozic. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs. Sobozic can put this one past the infield. Margraf would surely score from second base. Don't be surprised if Margraf takes off. Here's the 2-0. Squaring to bunt, but inside once again. Sobozic up in the count. 3 balls and no strikes.
Number 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Laced to the first baseman on the 1-hop Young, but he will make the catch and step on the bag to retire Sobozic. Sobozic puts a good piece on it, but right at the first baseman in Blevins to retire this side. Settlers leave a man on again. They are unable to score. 3-2 ball game. We head to the 5th.
It's the sights and sounds in it. Listen to the sounds of baseball.
Some people have called Sawyer. Some people it's called Sawyer. Or say or Sean. No one ever did it there. When we're gone?
Yeah.
How much is it? How much is it getting us? Last time we got to Steve's nice. Steve, which one? Which one is Garrett? What? SSS. Yeah, you're still working here right now. No, he's still working here because here we get tennis balls. Let's go play a game.
Back underway here in the top of the 5th inning as Johnny Putnam starts off Nolan Young with a strike right down Broadway. Nolan Young with the 2-run home run in his last at-bat. So he takes outside 1 ball and 1 strike for the righty Young. The big 2-run home run over the left field wall. A no-doubter back in the 3rd inning. There's the 1-1 from Putnam. That one misses in the dirt. Through 4 complete innings, the Jazz 2 runs on 5 hits and do not have an error. This pitch swung on into center field. Margraf takes about 10 steps back and settles under it for out number 1. Putnam able to retire Young for the 2nd time today. That'll bring Stephen Bennett to the plate now. Bennett extended his 4-game hitting streak back in the 1st inning to 5 games. He's 1 for 2. I said Jazz 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They've left 5 on base. Settlers 3 runs on 4 hits. They do have an error. They have left 4 on base as a swing through by Bennett for strike number 1. Putnam rocks back. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to skip in the dirt. Pops up. Comes back down right on the head of Cale Baker. 1 ball and 1 strike. Putnam's really cruised along today. Despite that third inning, it was really just 1 mistake to Nolan Young. So he comes back with the curveball, strike 2. Tommy Bell in that third inning started off, he reached on the air by Sam Wilson, then 1 pitch to Nolan Young, put it over the fence. Other than that, Putnam's dominated. So he gets a pitch outside, just missing the outside corner. Putnam looking for his 6th strikeout of the game. The 2-2 delivery. This one hit hard into center field. Margroff coming in, and he will dive and make the catch, Jake Margroff. What a play by the Butler Bulldog coming in and to his right. Scooped that one right before it touched the grass. And another highlight reel diving catch for the Licking County outfield. Turner Hill in the first inning and Jake Margroff here in the 5th. What a full extension by the Bulldog. 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th inning. And Bill Kroll, the catcher, will be the batter now. Kroll doubled in the first and grounded out in the 3rd. 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch, swing and a miss from Johnny Putnam. Putnam scattered those 5 hits. Allowed 2 in the first, none in the second, 1 in the 3rd, and 2 in the 4th. As far as hits, as he misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Putnam winds and deals, foul to the backstop, 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th, Licking County leads Richmond by a score of 3-2. 1-2 rolled over softly to Sobozic at second. He'll come in, running throw in time. 1-2-3. Top of the 5th inning for Johnny Putnam. Licking County will come to bat with Eddie Pena, Sam Wilson, and Cale Baker when we come back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going around last call for 50-50. Stickers off Murray Beach, going to be coming down with the tickets. Oh, last call 50-50. And remember, $2 beer. There's also a slushing machine back there in the old concession stand. This is Rosie Board, which is parked down there. Sorry, Sellers off number 1, Eddie Pennsylvania.
Two, 3-4 for the Licking County Settlers. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, they lead the Richmond Jazz 3-2 after a 3-run bottom of the 2nd. Eddie Pena, the first batter for the Settlers. Ball bounces in the dirt for ball number 1. Pena 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch in inning number 1, grounded out to end inning number 2. That was a ground out to the second baseman as he lines that one into left field past the extension by Maynard, the third baseman. And Pena is aboard for the second time today. First hit of the ball game for the Fresno State Bulldogs. That ball almost gets away from Bennett. Does. Pena not going to try to chance it and go to second. He'll wisely stay over on first base. In Licking County, leadoff man does reach. Last time the leadoff man made it aboard, that was in the 3-run second inning. We'll see if the Settlers can repeat that here in the 5th. Sam Wilson, the batter now. Wilson 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs on the day, 1 to short and 1 to third. Bennett has figured him out, and he starts him off with a strike on the inside corner. Wilson came into this ball game 8 for his last 20 with 7 RBIs. He's on a 6-game hitting streak. He looks to extend that here today. Here's the 0-1, hit high into right field. Young, the right fielder, will take a couple steps in, couple to his right now, back to his left, and make the catch as Wilson retired for the 3rd time today. 0 for 3. That's something you see a whole lot from Sam Wilson. That will be out number 1. Cale Baker will be the batter now. Baker 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts, 1 to center and 1 to right. So first pitch from Bennett. Pena takes off. Baker hits it hard into center field, but Wolf has a beat on it and will make the catch in the left center gap. Baker, first pitch swinging, flies out for the 3rd time today as he now falls 0 for 3. 3-4 hitters for Licking County. 0 for 6 combined between Wilson and Baker, 2 of the hotter hitters on this Settler batting order as of late. Turner Hill will be the batter now, and he has tattooed Bennett twice today. Had a single in the second, score run, and also hit a double in the 3rd. If he can put one in the gap right here, Eddie Pena, with his speed, would score from first base. First pitch to Hill, right down the middle for strike number 1. Hill also added 2 stolen bases, stolen base 13 and 14 on the year. Pena did take off on the first pitch to Cale Baker. We'll see if he tries to go again. That pitch, fastball, misses outside. Pena on the year, 2 stolen bases, 2 for 3 on the season. Bennett gives him a look over at first base. Not a big lead by Eddie. Here's the 1-1. Taken inside. Turner thought about taking a hack at it, but wisely laid off as that pitch right about his ankles. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pena over on first. Settlers lead 3-2 over the Richmond Jazz. Settlers split their series with the Cincinnati Steam over the last 2. Outside to Turner Hill. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wind still a steady breeze out from center to left field. The sun continues to set behind us. Here's a 3-1. Pena goes. Hill bouncing ball to first base, be caught by Blevins, and will step on the bag for out number 3. Settlers do get the leadoff man aboard, but not able to move him from first base as another 0 thrown up on the board for Titan Bennett. We will go to the 6th. It's Settlers 3, Jazz 2.
Setting a break for the Jazz. Number 9. Jared Hancock.
Oh, wait, Shields.
Kengott, Blevins, and Maynard due up for the Richmond Jazz here in the top of the 6th inning. Johnny Putnam back out for his 6th inning of work. He starts with a swing and a miss by the hitter in Kengott. Kengott 0 for 2 on the day today with 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking as he fouls one to the backstop and finds himself in another 2-strike count, this time 0-2. Johnny Putnam, 5 strikeouts on the day, 2 of them coming from Kengott, as we said. We're going to make it number 3. Here's the 0-2 offering, fouled off and out of play to the right side. Kenan Duke had a similar guy last night. It was Thomas Bennett, struck him out 3 times in his first 3 at-bats. But Thomas Bennett would have the last laugh in the bottom of the 9th as he would be the man that hit the walk-off winner as Kengott laces it foul down the left field line. Bennett, his last 2 at-bats, would walk and score the tying run in the 8th and then drove in the game winner in the bottom of the 9th. So after starting 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, was able to bounce back. Also had 2 errors in that game last night. Here's the 0-2. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Sends Andrew Bowden, our first base umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Kengott. Putnam rocks back and fires the 1-2. Lifted to the right side. It's in foul ground. Dill gives chase. He's near the wall. Will make the catch as he runs in. Nearly flips over. Good catch by Nathan Dill. Dill found the wall. Reached his left hand out. Grabbed onto it. Made the grab. Momentum carried him a little bit over the fence, but nonetheless was able to hang on and retire Kengott for out number 1 here in the 6th. Jackson Blevins, the first baseman, will dig into the left-handed batter's box now. So he awaits the first pitch from Johnny Putnam. Here it is. Catches the outside corner. No, it doesn't. Thought it might have snagged it a little bit, but it missed outside. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Blevins 1 for 2 today. He fouls one right back to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Blevins struck out in the 2nd inning. Had a single in the 4th. He would be stranded, however, at third base. The 1-1. That one just missing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnny Putnam has stranded 5 base runners here today. 2-1 grounded hard to the right side. It will get through past the diving Sobozic as Blevins on for the 2nd time today. 2 for 3 for the first baseman. That will put a man on first base with 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th inning, he represents the tying run as Licking County clinging to a 1-run lead. They scored 3 in the 2nd inning, highlighted by the 2 RBI single by pitcher John McCauley. But Richmond would have a 2-run home run by Nolan Young right back at him in the top of the 3rd inning. Other than that, it's been all zeros up on the board here today. Just 2 innings we've seen scoring. As Damon Maynard will be the batter now. Maynard does not have a hit today, but has been on once. He walked in the 2nd and grounded out in the 4th. Putnam from the stretch outside for ball 1. Maynard, a Blue Knight at only Central College. Blue Knights 42-16 on the season. They went 16-11 in the GRAC. Actually played Wabash Valley College twice this year as he takes 4 strike. They split the season series 2-2 against Sam Wilson. So Wilson has seen both Maynard and Nolan Young already this season. Here's the 1-0. That one outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the Ronnie and Maynard.
I don't even know what the count is. Okay, it's 2-1.
Putnam taking his time out on the mound. As he now checks his runner and Blevins over at first. Comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This one lifted into shallow right field. A loss will come in. Sobozic goes back. It'll be Sobozic making the play right in front of Alas as he began to charge in. A pop up to the second baseman. Maynard will put the second out up on the board as Licking County 1 out away from getting out of this top of the 6th inning. They'll bring Austin Turner to the plate now. Turner grounded out in the 2nd inning, also struck out in the 4th. He's 0 for 2 today against Johnny Putnam. Putnam has allowed at least one runner in each of the innings except the 5th, so he's no stranger to having a couple guys on. He has stranded 5 on the ball game. Here's the first pitch, squares the bunt, pops it up. It'll be Baker coming under it and making the catch. 1 pitch and out number 3 as Turner pops up to Baker on the attempted butt. So Putnam strands another here in the 6th as Licking County looks to add to its lead. They go to the bottom of the 6th, leading 3-2. Alas, Dill, and McCauley due up for the Licking County Settlers here in the bottom of the 6th inning as they have a 3-2 lead over the Richmond Jazz. Alas, first pitch swinging, dropped it to left field, butt hooking foul. See if that one in the parking lot. I hope that doesn't hit my car out there. I think that almost got Cannon Duke's car. Cannon Duke with the recognizable silver Mustang out there in the parking lot in left field. I want to say that hit right in front of that one. As Alas takes in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sure, that wouldn't be the most pleasant thing to walk out to. A broken windshield, a dented hood, anything like that. I think I was out of reach of that one. Alas takes outside. 2 balls and a strike now. Brendan on the day. Walked in the 2nd inning. He would score the 2nd run of the day for the Settlers. Part of that 3-run second, also flown out. So he takes on the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now. Alas coming into this ball game 4 for his last 19, 11 strikeouts. Strikeouts have been an issue for the Northern Kentucky product. Here's the 2-2. This one hit hard into center field, but right at Wolf. They'll take a couple steps back and make the catch to retire Alas for the 2nd time today. Alas now 0 for 2. Nathan Dill will be the batter now, the big righty from Butler University. Hasn't seen too many pitches in his first 2 at-bats. Only 3 pitches overall. He flew out to center and popped up to short. So we'll see if maybe takes a different approach here in the 3rd at-bat. Maybe try to see a couple more pitches from starter Titan Bennett. That pitch misses inside. Trying to go in the off-speed. Ball 1. Dill only 1 at-bat against these 2 teams last time as he drills this one high into right center field. The right fielder Young will come on and make the grab very quickly. 2 up and 2 down here for Licking County in the bottom of the 6th inning. A lot of zeros being thrown up on the scoreboard. Each team had 1 big inning. Other than that, haven't been able to manufacture any runs at all. As John McCauley comes to the dish. McCauley 1 for 2 on the day. Had the big 2 RBI single in the 2nd inning. Also scored the 3rd run of the game. So far, McCauley has been the difference. First pitch swinging and a miss by McCauley. In the 2nd at bat, he would roll over to the shortstop on the second pitch that he saw was McCulley's 4th base hit of the season and also 4th RBI.
Did you say bottle of sun?
Inside out, right at Robbie Howell. Goes under his glove and into the tarp. No balls and 2 strikes. McCulley did have a home run derby with Miguel Pimentel today. Pimentel was taking some hacks. We have not seen him in a while. He's probably done for the year, but still trying to stay loose, take some swings, as was Garrett Roberts. But Pimentel, not a lineup card as McCulley lines out to the shortstop to end the bottom of the 6th. Settlers go down quietly, 1, 2, 3. As another 0 put up by starting pitcher Titan Bennett. We go to the 7th. It's Settlers 3, Jazz 2.
At the end of the 7th inning. So get a tennis ball, make your way out to outside the left field fence, and curlier down there. We had a couple youngsters visit and peruse the operation up here at the box, so went a little over, but we'll be doing tennis ball toss at the end of the 7th. Thank you. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I just saw my empty winning 50-50 ticket here. Go ahead and get your 50-50 tickets out. 50-50 ticket. Our winning ticket number is 1, 2, 8, 6, 8, 2. That is 1, 2, 8, 6, 8, 2. If you have the winning ticket, Burgundy's right there. You got a Burgundy? All right, we got a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations. Well, last call for alcohol. $2 beer.
(9-1-2) for the Richmond Jazz here in the top of the 6th inning against starting pitcher Johnny Putnam. Putnam scoreless frames besides the 3rd, gave up 2 in that inning on the 2-run bomb by Nolan Young. Other than that, he has been magnificent as he'll start off with Jared Wolf on inside for ball 1. Sam Wilson, the 3rd baseman, creeping in on Wolf. Wolf is 1 for 2. His only base hit was a bunt base hit in the 4th inning with 2 outs as Wolf swinging and pops it up over the 3rd base dugout. So we have a fan going after it, and he'll come up short as that ball knocks a couple branches down. 1 ball and 1 strike to the lefty Wolf. Putnam rocks back and fires 1-1. Swing and a miss by Jarrett Wolf as Putnam jumps ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Putnam hasn't had a strikeout since the 4th inning. He has 5 on the day. Looking for number 6. Here's the 1-2 inside. Nearly hit Wolf right in the ankle. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, we will sell beer for a ribbon.
Jared Wolf, Wabash College Little Giants, 32-17 on the season. They went 10-8 in the NCAC. They were the tournament champions. They did lose in the D3 regionals. Won 4 straight elimination games. Backs against the wall. Able to keep advancing, survive and advance, but came up just a little short. Still nothing to be ashamed of for the Little Giants this season. As Wolf takes on the outside corner, just missing was Putnam. Wolf able to bounce back in this count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Putnam from the windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled right over on press box as Wolf will stay alive. Calling Wolf, Tommy Bell on deck, and then the home run man himself, Nolan Young, in the hole. Those 3 due up for the Jazz here in the top of the 7th inning. Putnam payoff once again. That one misses high as he will walk Wolf. Only 2nd walk today given up by Putnam. As I said, he has been locked in today, making his 7th start on the mound, but surrenders the leadoff walk. Jazz so far, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 6 left on base. Settlers, 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base. Be the right-handed hitter, Tommy Bell, up now. He grounds to the left side and through past the sliding Sam Wilson. Tommy Bell gets the first pitch that he likes and drills it into left field for his first base hit of this ball game. So trouble a brewing right now for the Licking County Settlers. First two men do reach. Nobody out, and Nolan Young, the batter. Young's day highlighted by the two-run home run in the third inning. That has been the only runs that the Richmond Jazz have scored today, and that will bring a mound visit from head coach and pitching coach Michael Sandman. Was funny last night. Sandman's first appearance out on the mound to talk to his pitcher, Cannon Duke. The Cincinnati Steam press box played Enter Sandman. Got a good laugh from a lot of them. Got a good laugh from Sandman as he went out there and went off the field. You could visibly see him cracking a smile. Talked about it after the game, too. He had good time with it. Thought it was pretty humorous, as it was. They'd been plotting it out in pregame. I heard him talking about it. And they executed beautifully. But Johnny Putnam in a jam right now allows the first two men to reach. Had that happen in the third inning, but the second guy to reach was a two-run home run by Nolan Young. Other than that, he's been pretty dominant thus far. Stranded a couple guys here and there, but never really gotten himself into too much trouble. Most times when two guys have been on, there have been two outs. Only need to work around one more guy. Right now, nobody out. 3-2 ball game, top of the seventh. This game cruising along so far. Nolan Young, the batter, 1 for 3 as we said that one hit was a two-run home run. Putnam the other times got him strikeout looking and a fly out to center field. First pitch misses high for ball one. Young only his third start with the Richmond Jazz. Been a late season addition for them. Just a guy to come in, finish out the year. I'm sure they've had some injuries. A couple guys probably have left as well. As he squares the bunt, he'll lay it down right in front of the plate. Baker will pick it up. Barehanded throw to first base and in time to get Young. So Nolan does his job. Moves his runners up 90 feet on the sacrifice bunt. Good play by Cale Baker coming out of his crouch and firing over to first base. So now one out up on the board. We'll see what the infield does for the Settlers as Stephen Bennett, the number 3 hitter, will be next up. Bennett singled in his first at-bat since then, has gone out to center twice. So it looks like the infield for the Settlers will come in, tying run over on third base. Second and third, one out. Bennett checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says Andrew Bowden. So Putnam behind the Bennett, 1 ball and no strikes. Bennett 6 feet 190, plays at Canisius College. Golden Griffins had a good year this year, 35 and 22. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. First base is open, so a walk would not hurt Putnam. A walk is what started this whole inning. Wolf walked, Tommy Bell singled, then Nolan Young moved them both over with the sacrifice bunt. Infield staying in for the Settlers, 3-2 ball game. Putnam from the stretch. That one's over for a strike. Got the fastball on the inside corner. Johnny Putnam in his 7th inning of work. He's only allowed 2 runs. Only one of those were earned. Tommy Bell reached on air. Here's the 2-1. That one gets away from Baker but stays right at home plate. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Bill Kroll on deck. Kroll today 1 for 3 with a double. Behind him, Jared Kemgott 0 for 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Tying run 90 feet away. Putnam going from the stretch. As he comes set, here's the offering. This one fouled to the backstop. It's a full count now. Putnam can use a strikeout. Has 5 on the day. Also has 2 walks. Walk wouldn't necessarily hurt him. Would bring a double play ball back into play. Also give him a force anywhere. You know, Johnny would love a strikeout right here. Pop up in the infield wouldn't be bad either. Here's the payoff pitch. This one grounded hard down the third baseline, but foul. As the runner in Wolf had to jump over that ball. In foul ground, and we will do the 3-2 once again. Jazz have not led in this one. They trailed 3-0 after 2, but jumped right back in it with a 2 spot in the third. Putnam ready to go. Here it is, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Putnam with his 6th strikeout today, and possibly none bigger than that one right there. 2 outs up on the board now. Still 2 men aboard, tying run 90 feet away. And the cleanup hitter, Bill Kroll, to the dish. Kroll 1 for 3 with a double and 2 groundouts. He extended his 9-game hitting streak to 10 in the first inning. Putnam now going from the windup. Infield moves back to normal depth. Here's the first pitch to Kroll. Curveball rolled over foul to the left side. Kroll teammates with Stephen Bennett at Canisius College. It's only 2 Golden Griffins on this ball club. Golden Griffins, I say, played West Virginia 4 times this year. It seemed like there was a lot of rainouts. The Golden Griffins were always able to come down to Morgantown. Pitch misses out. 1 ball in, 1 strike. WVU taking 3 out of 4. Canisius still made the NCAA tournament, however. West Virginia did not. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back to the backstop, and Putnam 1 strike away from getting himself out of this jam. Got himself into it. Allowed the leadoff walk to Jared Wolf, a single to Tommy Bell. That was a sacrifice bunt from Nolan Young that moved him over. Then most recently, the strikeout of Bennett. Looking for another strikeout right here. Has 6 on the day. Putnam rocks back from the windup. Here's the 1-2 out in the dirt. Blocked by Baker. They'll get away, however, and the tying run will come to score. Jared Wolf touches home. This ball game is all tied up at 3 as Putnam tried to go to the curveball. Baker not able to keep it in front of him. Blocked it, but it ricocheted off to the right side towards the first base dugout and far enough away that Jared Wolf was able to scamper home. Settlers not out of it yet as there's still another runner on base 90 feet away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count now to Bill Kroll. Putnam visibly frustrated with himself after that one. Going to have to hunker down and still get this 3rd out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 on the day for Johnny Putnam. Back-to-back, but the wild pitch allows the tying run to score. This is a brand new ball game. It's time to stretch. Settlers 3 and Jazz 3.
7-inning stretch. In other words, the song. Sing them really loud. If you don't, please be quiet so you don't ruin for that first next year. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never get back, so let's root for the Settlers. If they don't win, it's a shame. What is it? It's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game. Let's get the crowd. We have some strong arms out there today for tennis ball toss, it looks like. All right, you got tennis balls, get them thrown out there. They got numbers on them. Looks like it's 1 more. 1 more. There you go. All right, do we have a winner today? Hold it up if you have a winner. We do have a winner? We do not. All right. Oh, we got a pitcher out there who's going to help us grab some of them balls. We have a lot today. Thank you, umpires, for giving us an extra minute.
So a little bit of a delay on the field as the tennis ball is being cleaned up from left field. Finally, some of the bullpen guys coming out and shagging those. I don't believe we had a winner again here tonight. We have absolutely no idea. It's too far out there for us to see. It's a little hula hoop that they have to throw a tennis ball into. So I'm going to guess the pot will carry over. Have we even had a winner yet this year? I don't think we have.
No, I haven't thrown.
So if you're our PA guy, Tony, says because he hasn't thrown. We might have to get in on this. Maybe the last game, maybe on Sunday. We'll get in on it. We'll go down there and try to win us some money. Nobody's won. So if you're in the area, you want to come out. Tennis ball toss, not too expensive to get a couple tennis balls. But back to the game. 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the seventh. Bennett back out on the mound for the Jazz. He starts off Jake Margroff with a ball outside. Margroff has reached twice today, once on a single, the bunt single, and another on a walk. That one in the dirt. 2 balls in, no strikes. Margroff looking for him to steal a base after that walk. If he gets on here, I would not be shocked to see him try to swipe a couple. Settlers 2 for 2 on the night. There's ball number 3. As Turner Hill and Brendan Alas both have stolen bases. 3 balls, no strikes. Here it is inside. Ball number 4, Margroff on for the 3rd time today. 2nd via the walk. And the leadoff man aboard for the Settlers in a tie ball game. Jazz tied it up in the top of the 7th after a leadoff walk and a single. They were able to score on a wild pitch. Unfortunate for Johnny Putnam. Haven't seen anybody warming up, but again, bullpens are behind the wall. Everybody is out in the bullpen for the Settlers, but I don't believe anybody's been throwing. But don't quote me on that one. It'll be top of the order for Licking County in Kaz Sobozic. Sobozic has struggled today. He's 0 for 3. A fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. Squares to bunt. It's taken for a strike. Margroff did not go on the pitch. He has 6 stolen bases this year. Third baseman Maynard charging hard. We'll see if maybe Margroff goes on this one. Yes, he does. There he goes. Pitch taken outside. Throw going to go down to second base and in time as Margroff out by a mile. Good throw by the catcher Kroll. So that negates the leadoff walk from Margroff. Didn't have a big lead. It was kind of surprising that he did go. 1 ball in, 1 strike the count as that pitch was taken high. So Margroff caught stealing. And now there's 1 out. Pitch bounces in the dirt. That would have been a good one for Margroff to go on. That one surely would have got him to second base, maybe even third too. He would have picked it up in time. There's the 2-1. This one hit hard on a 1-hop to the second baseman. Turner picks it and throws to first base. So 2 outs up on the board. Now for the Settlers after Margroff was thrown out trying to steal. What appeared to be a good start to the inning. Now looking very bleak as Eddie Pena will come to the dish. Pena's reached twice today. 1 on a hit by pitch and 1 by a single. He's 1 for 2.
What number is that?
Pena hits it right back up the middle on the ground. Fielded by Bell, the shortstop, ranging and making the play. What a play by Bell, the shortstop, feeling it right behind second base in one motion, making the throw to get the speedy Pena. So an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. The Settlers will go down scoreless. We'll head to the 8th. It's all square at 3.
Did you take your County Settlers off of that home? Number 16, Max Schreiber.
Maybe. Hey, can I just take that mic? Stand up there, grab my mic. Well, we say whoever won, we like a quarter to him. We got a first round. And we got $60. And you want to know how much money we have there? $136.
Settlers will go to the bullpen here in the top of the 8th inning as Johnny Putnam's night is finished. He went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 1 big wild pitch. Johnny really only making 2 big mistakes tonight. One was the 2-run home run by Nolan Young. The other, the wild pitch that would score Jarrett Wolf to tie this ball game in the top of the 7th. Other than that, had no issues going up and down with the Jazz order. I think with how many games left in this season, that might have been Putnam's last chance for a win, as he will more than likely fall in this one 0-3, barring unless he comes in a relief appearance or maybe gets one more start. Wouldn't imagine he'd get a start. Only 3 days actually left in the season, 4 more games. 1 against Richmond tomorrow, 2 on Saturday down in Athens, then 1 back here on Sunday at 1 p.m. against the Southern Ohio Copperheads. It'll be Max Schreiber in relief. Schreiber 2-2 record on the season, 5.78 ERA. His 9th appearance on the season, 7th out of the bullpen. 18 2/3, 8 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 24 hits for the 6'4" righty from the University of Nebraska. First pitch, swing and a miss by Kengott. As he put that one up and in, Kengott, I'm not sure if that was a swing or more of self-defense as he tumbled to the dirt on the swing. Kengott has struggled here today. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a pop-up as Schreiber bringing the heat to Kengott right under his chin. He falls behind, no balls and a strike. 0-1 from Schreiber. This one grounded to the right side and through. Not a play for Dill or Sobozic. He hit that one hard enough to find its way into right field. And the leadoff man aboard for the Jazz for the 2nd consecutive inning in a tie ball game here in the top of the 8th. Lefty Jackson Blevins will be the batter now. Blevins 2 for 3 today, has a pair of singles, but also has a strikeout. His first at bat against Max Schreiber. Sam Wilson, the third baseman, will come in on the infield grass, expecting a bunt here from Blevins. Blevins not going to bunt and takes right down the middle for strike number 1. Blevins going to Wabash College. He's from Plainfield, Illinois. That's about, we'll say about an hour or so from where I'm at, south. It's a little bit south of Chicago. Pitch misses inside, 1 ball and a strike. Went down there a couple of times. They had 2 high schools down there. Didn't say online which high school he's at. There's Plainfield North and Plainfield South. North has a really nice baseball complex. Been down there a couple of times. Here's the 1-1 outside. 2 balls and a strike now. Last time we saw Schreiber was in the 6-4 loss at Galion. Went 2 innings, gave up no runs. 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout in 9 batters that he did face. Hasn't given up an earned run since July the 8th. Swing and a miss now by Blevins. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For that, he got the win against the Muskegon Clippers in 2 innings. It was an 8-6 victory up in Michigan. Gave up 1 run. It was not earned. Again, faced 9 batters. So maybe get 2 innings right here. Maybe pick up another victory. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. First strikeout on the day for Max Schreiber. 8th total for the Licking County pitching staff as they have been dominant on the mound today. 8 total strikeouts, but not out of the woods yet. Go-ahead run still over on first base and 1 out. Damian Maynard will be the batter now. Damon, a walk in the 2nd inning, a ground out, and a pop-up. That's led to at-bats. So 0 for 2 today for the righty from Olney Central College. Schreiber checks his runner once, now twice. and delivers first pitch, missing low for ball one. Maynard, a good athlete in high school, finished up his freshman season at Olney Central, but in high school actually played two sports at the same time. He grounds it right back up the middle. It'll be a tough play. Pena not able to get there. It will trickle into center field for the second base hit of the inning. Maynard, first base hit of the night. And the Jazz are threatening here, first and second with one out. Settlers need a double play ball. Be Turner, Hill the batter now. Hill 0 for 3. A ground out, a strikeout, and a pop-up. Schreiber would love a ground ball right at somebody. He's forced 2 ground balls in this inning, but both have found their way through. One to the right side, one right up the middle. Jill, the first baseman, playing right on the cutout of the infield grass. Everybody else, normal depth, middle's pinched up. First pitch fouled out of play to the right side. Turner hitless today. Came into this one 1 for his last 11 with 8 strikeouts. You add up the game he's had today, 1 for his last 14 with 9 strikeouts. Chris Schreiber wouldn't be too mad with a strikeout right here. Here's the 1. Runner goes towards third. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third. And it will be not in time as a stolen base for Jared Kengott. He puts himself 90 feet away. Got a good jump. It was a good throw by Baker, but the jump by Kengott a little bit too much. Maynard made his way to second base. No balls and 2 strikes, but the Jazz go-ahead run 90 feet away. 3-3 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out. Infield will come in for Licking County. Schreiber now comes set. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning. And that's a big one right there as the infield able to go back to normal depth. 2 on and 2 out in a tie ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. That will bring Jared Wolf to the plate now. Wolf 1 for 2 today. Single in the 4th, walked in the 7th. He would be the game-tying run. He scored on the wild pitch by Johnny Putnam. Left-handed batter against the righty in Schreiber. This one gets past Cale Baker, the catcher, and that will score a run as Kengott comes in on the pass ball. That one goes off the glove of Cale Baker, and for the first time today, the Richmond Jazz have a lead. They lead 4-3 here in the top of the 8th. Pitch obviously was going to be called a ball. That one looked catchable for Cale Baker, just glancing off his glove and rolling all the way to the backstop. Runner in Maynard moved over to third. So he's 90 feet away. This one goes off the glove of Baker, but stays right at the home plate. 2 balls in, no strikes. Jazz, first lead of this ball game. They lead 4-3 here in the top of the 8th. Scoring 1 in the 7th, now 1 in the 8th. Before that, had the 2-run home run in the 3rd. That was all they could muster up. 2 balls and no strikes. That one taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Baker, the catcher, thought about throwing down towards third, but opts not to. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 4-3 ball game now. Settlers trail. Schreiber comes set. Here's the offering. That one misses outside. Does have 2 bases open. Top of the order, and Tommy Bell on deck. Bell today, 1 for 4, has reached base twice, once on a single, once on an error. 3-1 offering. That one's low into the dirt, and ball number 4. So that will put another base runner on for the Richmond Jazz. Runners will now be at the corners with 2 outs. Schreiber has 2 strikeouts as Baker going through his signs with his infielders on what they will do with a stolen base here. Bell batting from the right side. The set has a hit today. Has also scored a run. He's only scored on the home run in the 3rd by Nolan Young. Young now awaits in the on-deck circle. Bell waves his bat around and grounds it to Sam Wilson under his glove and into left field. That will score Damon Maynard. And the runner going to third now will be not in time as the ball goes off the hand of Sam Wilson. Good hustle from Jarrett Wolf going first to third, and Richmond opens up a 2-run lead here in the top of the 8th. Third base hit of this inning. This one by Tommy Bell as he will drive in Damon Maynard. Second run of the inning. Fifth one on the game. Richmond 5-3. They lead the Licking County Settlers. This inning has gone from bad to worse. The runners at the corners now, still with 2 outs. It's like Tommy Bell actually moved up to second on the throw. So it'll be second and third. Starts off Nolan Young with a strike on the outside corner. Bell was able to move up after the throw in from left field, glanced off the glove of Sam Wilson. Looked like Sam might be able to knock it down, but just trickled under his glove into left field to score the run. Pitch from Schreiber fouled back to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. Thing started off with a ground ball through the right side. Schreiber able to get a strikeout, then another ground ball, this time up the middle. Then another strikeout. And Schreiber was 1 out away from getting out of it unscathed, but now has given up 2 as Richmond leads Licking County 5-3 in the top of the 8th. Schreiber takes a breath. Here's the 0-2. That one inside. Good block by Baker, nearly hitting Nolan Young on a left foot. Young only has 1 hit today. It was a 2-run home run in the third. Last at bat, a sacrifice bunt. Other 2 at bats, a strikeout looking and a fly out to center. Schreiber needing an out right here. Needs to get his guys back in the dugout. Licking County will have Wilson, Baker, and Hill due up. It's half of the 8th. But need to get out number 3 before that can happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. High off the glove of Cale Baker. This is going to score another run as Baker makes the throw, but Schreiber not near home plate. The third run of the inning will score off another wild pitch. This time scoring Wolf. Second time today he scored on a wild pitch. And Bell will now move into third. A 3-run 8th inning has opened up a 3-run lead for the Richmond Jazz. Jazz riding a 4-game losing streak coming into this one. Here's the 2-2. Foul back to the backstop as Young stays alive. Jazz in their last 10, 1-9. They came in struggling towards the back half of this 2018 campaign, but have found some new life here in the latter innings. Licking County led 3-2 going into the 7th. Richmond able to get 1 to tie it. Now 3 here in the 8th to take a 6-3 lead. Schreiber still needs 1 pitch. Here's the 2-2. This one, did it hit him or did it foul off? It hit his bat apparently and went into the glove of Cale Baker. What an interesting play. Nolan Young bending over. He thought he got hit. We have an argument from the Richmond staff with Clark Husky, but Schreiber able to get a 3rd strikeout in the inning, but also gives up 3 runs as Licking County trailing for the first time today, 6-3.
Really? I want to be my mom. I want to be my mom.
Yeah, we're picking up.
Have you seen what's the? Have you seen Jesus? Huh? Have you seen Jesus?
No, why?
Jesus?
Yeah? No, I haven't. Why?
Oh, Jesus! Oh, where?
He said he was supposed to stop over. I got my Delta biscuits.
That has some.
Starting your settler off, number 48, Mr. Sam Wilson.
You tried to hop to it. I couldn't hop against.
Sam Wilson up for the Licking County Settlers here in the bottom of the 8th as he takes outside for ball number 1. Licking County led for most of this ball game. Now finds themselves down by 3. It's Titan Bennett deals another ball in the dirt. Bennett working on his 8th inning. He's gone 7, giving up 3 runs. Sam Wilson does not have a hit. He's 0 for 3 today. Here's a 2-0. That one catches the inside corner. Sam Wilson does not agree with the call, asking our home plate umpire, Clark Husky, about that pitch. 2 balls and a strike now to the righty. Wilson today, 2 groundouts and a flyout. 2-1 misses low. 3 balls and a strike now. Licking County got its leadoff man aboard in the 7th inning when it was tied 3-3. Jake Markgraf walked on 4 pitches, but was caught stealing as Wilson grounds this one over the Settler dugout and out of play. Count now runs full to Sam Wilson. Has a 6-game hitting streak on the line. Even more importantly, a 19-game on-base streak. He has reached base safely, whether it be a hit, a walk, or a hit by pitch in 19 straight as he breaks his bat to the shortstop in Bell. Bell fields it and throws to first and will retire Sam Wilson for the 2nd time today. Wilson now 0 for 4. As his hit streak and on-base streak now in jeopardy. Unless Licking County can put up a rally, that more than likely would be the last at-bat he will get. Broke his bat. We'll have a pitching meeting on the mound. They might actually be getting a change here. We'll see what happens. There is a guy emerging from the right field wall. So it's just going to be between the head coach and the pitcher, and we will be having a pitching change now here in the 8th inning. So we'll get that new name for you when we come back as Titan Bennett exits this ball game in line for his 3rd victory of the season. We'll have the new name for you when we come back. Settlers trail by 3.
On the mound for the Jazz, number 23, Matthew Waters.
Matt Waters, the new pitcher for the Richmond Jazz. First pitching change for the Jazz here today as Titan Bennett did about all you can ask. 7 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks. He'll give way to Matt Waters. First batter he'll see is Cale Baker. Starts him off with a strike. Waters from about a 3/4 arm slot. He's 6'1", 192, a junior at Towson University. Throws one in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike the count now. 0-1 record on the year, 12.15 ERA. This will be his 7th appearance, 13 1/3 innings as Baker takes low for ball 2. 4 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 28 hits for the Columbus, Ohio native. So Waters, much like Bennett, not an ideal ERA, but Bennett was able to get the job done as Baker fouls off out of play. Baker today 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts, 2 to center and 1 to right. Had a good series against the Cincinnati Steam. Had 2 hits last night and 1 hit and 3 walks in game number 1. Here's the 2-2. This one hit down the third base line. Fair ball past the diving Maynard as Baker will dig for first. Now going to second as the left fielder Bennett misplayed it on the warning track. And Cale Baker, first hit of the day, will go down for a double. As Licking County needed that one. They hadn't had a hit since the 5th inning when it was Eddie Pena that led off with a single. Now Turner Hill the batter. Hill today 2 for 3, a single, a double, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored. Been the hottest bat in this ball game. Only guy with 2 hits today. Both were against Titan Bennett. So we'll see how he fares against Matthew Waters. First batter that Water faces was Cale Baker. Infield playing normal depth right now. Turner squares to bunt. Was about to say, look out for a bunt from Turner Hill as he takes up and in for ball 1. Maynard, the third baseman, now coming in after talking with his infielders. First baseman Blevins will play back. Hill not bunting this time and taking for a strike. Hill batting from the left side. His double today in the left center gap. He hit a frozen rope. Here's the 1-1. This one goes to the left center gap now. It's going to be a tough play for Bennett. Hill get down and rolls to the wall. Cale Baker rounding third. Hill easily scored. Hill around third going for a triple as the outfielder's hands will go up. Not sure if there's a hole out there or what. Robbie Howell telling Turner Hill to go home. Keep touching it and see if we get a ground rule double or not. I would do the same thing. Run all the way home if it's not going to be a double, as our umpire Andrew Bowden will go out there to check it. Now Turner Hill runs home. Bowden going out to check it. Not sure if there's a hole out there or not. We'll get an official ruling by Bowden here in a second as he reaches down towards the baseball. We'll see what he says. And he says a double. That ball got lodged under the wall out in left center field. The outfielder is now kicking some dirt to clog it up. Probably fortunate for them that it is a double, as Turner Hill was motoring around second base thinking 3 all the way. So Hill has his second double of the day and puts a run on the board for Licking County. It's now a 6-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. Licking County scoring for the first time since the 2nd inning. Hill with his first RBI today. First 2 batters that Waters has faced, 2 doubles. So now be Brendan Olaus. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and 2 flyouts. That pitch catching the inside corner for strike 1. Waters going kind of like Cannon Duke. Cannon Duke maybe gets a little bit lower, a little more submarine. Waters just going more straight sidearm. As Olaus swings through and misses, very quickly he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. If you're Olaus, just want to kind of put this ball in play. Don't need a strikeout right here as he chokes up on the barrel. Here's the 0-2. This one fisted into shallow left center. It might drop. No sliding catch. Yes, it was dropped. It hit the glove of Wolf, the center fielder, and drops into left field. As that'll go down as a base hit. It looked like he brought his glove up to show the umpire, but he did not have it. Turner Hill going to third base now, and Olaus will get a base hit from our official statistician. So 3 straight base hits since the pitching change, and 2 men aboard as Olaus represents the tying run over on first. Turner Hill on third, and Nathan Dill at the plate. Dill 0 for 3 today, and first pitch inside for ball 1. Dill today 2 flyouts, 1 to center, 1 to right. Also a pop-up to the shortstop. That was back in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Dill as he goes down to a knee on the big hack by the 6'4", 220 Butler Bulldog. Dill had a couple big base hits in game number 1 against the Cincinnati Steam. He had a single and a double in that one. Also had an RBI as he fouls back to the backstop. Count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out up on the board, bottom of the 8th. Richmond leads by 2. It's a 6-4 ball game after the Jazz put a 3 spot up off of Max Schreiber in the top half of the inning. Settlers have gotten 1 back. They look to get a couple more here. Here's the 1-2. Foul ball to the backstop as Dill goes down to a knee once again. Just staying alive against the righty Waters. John McCauley supposed to be on deck. It appears as Jackson Kerb has got a bat, and he now stands in the on-deck circle. Turner Hill taking a big lead off of third. Dill reaches out, pokes this one towards the third baseman. This could be 2 over to second for 1. And in time, a 5-4-3 double play will end the inning. Licking County able to get 1 back, but the big double play by Dill strands Turner Hill over at third base. We go to the final frame. It's Richmond 6, Licking County 4.
You could try it out for the Settlers, number 29, Justin Colts.
Settlers will make another call to the pen for the second time tonight. It'll be the lefty from Belmont, Justin Folks. After Schreiber came in the 8th inning, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, had 3 strikeouts, but allowed the 3 runs. It's a 6-4 ball game here in the top of the 9th inning. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters as Folks starts off Stephen Bennett with a ball outside. This will be Folks' 4th appearance on the season since joining the team in late June. 2 balls and a strike now after he misses outside with a fastball. It's kind of something we've seen with Justin Folks. This is a lot on the outer half. 2-0, foul to the backstop as Folks able to get one across. Folks does have an 0-2 record. Went 2 1/3 innings pitched, has 3 strikeouts, 8 walks, 4 hits. And those 2 1/3, 35 nearly ERA. It's 34-7-1 as he throws low and outside in the dirt. Bennett on the day, 1 for 4. Had a single in the first inning. Since then, 2 flyouts and a strikeout, and he will now walk to lead off the 9th inning as Folks can't find the strike zone 4 times. We'll put the lead-off man aboard for the 3rd consecutive inning. Jazz have scored 4 runs. So Miguel Pimentel comes out. Hits the balls to the umpire. Gets a nice resounding Miggy from the crowd. The Jazz 4 runs the last 2 innings, take a 6-4 lead. Licking County had led 3-2 for the majority of this ball game. Batter will now be the catcher, Bill Kroll. First pitch from the lefty, Folks, high and outside. 4-1. Kroll today Also 1 for 4, doubled in the first inning, but was stranded. Grounded out twice and a strikeout. Through 8 innings, Richmond 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base. Folk steals high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes now. Settlers, on the other hand, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base as Sandman will come out and try to calm down his lefty and Folks. Folks just struggling to find the strike zone right now. Everything running up and out or low and out. Take this time to check around the other games going on in the league. Bottom of the 7th from Grand Lake, it's the Sugar Beets 8, Mariners 6. Out in Lacasse Field in Canada, St. Clair Green Giants lead the Lima Locos 4-1. Lake Erie and Muskegon were canceled tonight. Bottom of the 9th from Adrian College, Iris Hills trail Southern Ohio 11-0. Bottom 8 from Hamilton, the Joes lead the Graders 7-2. That's a big one. The Joes lead the Graders by half a game right now. Hamilton would move a full game and a half up on the Graders if that score does hold. Here's the 2-0 from Folks. That one high and outside. Ball number 3. Folks in danger of walking back-to-back batters. Maybe the shocker of the night. We do have one final from Grady's Field. It's the Xenia Scouts 3 and the Cincinnati Steam 1. Xenia finally cracking that 12-game losing streak as there's a strike from Justin Folks on the swing through from Bill Kroll. So Cincinnati came in today 1 game up on Southern Ohio. It appears the Copperheads will win this one, so those 2 teams will be tied after tonight. Here's the 3-1 outside. Ball number 4 as Folks walks back-to-back batters on 3-1 counts. The first 2 men will reach here in the top of the 9th. Settlers trailed by 2. Jared Kengott stepping in now. Kengott has 1 hit today. He's 1 for 4, kind of a common theme you've seen. Kengott singled to start off the 8th inning. Had 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Also scored the 4th run. At that time, it was a go-ahead run as Folks outside for ball number 1. Don't believe that any of these 3 hitters we've seen Folks come in on anybody. It's been on the outer part of the plate every pitch. There's the 1-0. That one catches the outside corner this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. So looking at the playoff picture, at least in the Southern Division, Cincinnati and Southern Ohio will be tied after tonight. Scoring to bunt. Now but pulling back is Kengott. Pitch taken low. 2 balls and a strike. So those 2 teams will be tied. Hamilton will take a game and a half lead on Gillian. Neither of those teams have a chance for first or second. Only a chance to make it in that final spot. Time is called now by Kengott. Still 2-1 with no outs. It'd be big to win the division as you would not have to play a 1-game elimination game. Whoever finishes 2nd and 3rd would play a 1-game elimination game to then face the number 1 seed in a 3-game series. 2-1 from Folks. That one misses high for ball 3. Another 3-1 count by Justin Folks as he just cannot find the strike zone right now. 2 walks already in this inning. His team trails by 2. 3-1 count, nobody out. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. As Folks able to bounce back. He needs an out right here. No question about it. Whatever way you can get it. You don't want to walk the bases loaded. Folks taking a breath, checks his runner, now comes set, now tries step off, looks over towards second base, no throw, just gathers himself, see if the runner may be trying to take off towards third. That's Bennett getting the big secondary. Now here's the 3-2. Fouled back to the backstop as Kengott stays alive. At the playoff picture, the Northern Division now. St. Clair, if they would hold on, would take a half-game lead over Lima. It's really just a log jam in the Northern Division. Between teams 1 through 7, 7.5 games separate all of the teams. Lima leads right now by half a game over St. Clair. As strung on and missed, strike number 3, a big strikeout from Justin Folks. He got behind 3-1 again, but battled his way back and gets the first out of this ninth inning. Jackson Blevins the batter now. Blevins 2 for 4, 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. Struck out against Max Schreiber in the 8th. Justin Folks would love one right here. That or a double play ball. Lefty on lefty. Here's the first pitch. That one inside. Did he go around? No, he's going to call a foul tip. That got a piece of the bat. As Blevins talking to the home plate umpire, I don't think he quite agrees with that one. So our home plate umpire, Clark Husky, is going to come out and dust off home plate. He's going to be questioned by our third base coach, Ryan Bertram. A quick conversation, however, as Bertram heading back towards his third base coaching box. So no balls, 1 strike. As Folks came in on Blevins. Blevins the lefty, however. Folks taking his time. Here's the 0-1. That one goes over for strike number 2. Maybe Folks has finally found something. Maybe after getting the strikeout. Building up a little bit more confidence. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 men aboard, 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning. Richmond leads by 2, 6-4 ball game. Folks takes his time once again. The 0-2 offering inside. That one hits the batter in Blevins. An 0-2 fastball ran too far inside. And that will load the bases for the Richmond Jazz here in the top of the ninth inning. They already lead this one by 2. Nothing really hurt here as the double play is still in effect. Infield does not have to come in. They have a force at any base, but you never want to hit a guy 0-2 like Folks just did right there. Very frustrated with himself out on the mound. 3 men have reached, no hits, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Damon Maynard to the dish now. Maynard 1 for 3 today. He's walked, singled, and stolen a base. Swing and a miss on the first pitch as Folks jumping ahead of him. Maynard, the right-handed batter now. As Folks has worked. You're standing behind the plate, the right side of the plate. Most of this night, he started coming in on the lefty and Blevins, but everybody else has worked to the outside. 0-1 goes over for a strike, and he's up 0-2 again. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top 9 bases are loaded. Settlers trail by 2. They had led for most of this ball game before the last 2 innings. Folks will step off and gather himself. Folks gets his sign from Baker, likes what he sees. Checks his runner on second. Now comes set. Here's the 0-2. High. 4-1. Not a bad waste pitch. Trying to get Maynard maybe to chase. Back-to-back walks from Bennett and Kroll started this inning. Got a strikeout of Ken Gott and just hit Blevins on an 0-2 pitch. Now up 1-2 on Maynard. Austin Turner stands on deck. He's 0 for 4 today. The 1-2. This one popped out of play as Maynard able to stay alive. Cale Baker going out to talk to Justin Folks. Give him a new baseball. Go over. Here's some signs here. You got a guy on second base. Figure out how they want to get this big out. Baker started walking away, but now goes back out to Folks. Make sure they are on the same page. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. 1 out. Bases are loaded. A strikeout or a double play would be big here. I'm sure the Settlers would take a pop-up too. Base into the outfield would score 1, possibly 2. Settlers trail by 2 right now. Here's the 2-2. That one's in a miss high and outside. Folks going to the curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Folks gets his second strikeout, and that's another big one. Bases are still loaded, however. 2 outs now up on the board.
Number 6, Austin Turner.
Austin Turner coming to the right-handed batter's box. Turner 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Other at-bats, he's grounded out and popped up. First pitch from Folks, low and outside for ball 1. Folks has done a good job. The last 2 batters jumping ahead early. Hit Blevins, struck out Maynard, but putting himself in a position right now to get out of the inning with no runs given up. Here's the 1-0. That one taken high for ball 2 now, much to the dismay of the Settler faithful. 2 balls, no strikes to your count. Folks 1 out away from escaping a jam. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss now. 2 balls and a strike. Folks pumping the fastball right by Austin Turner. Turner 1 for his last 15 with 9 strikeouts. The 2-1 hit right back up the middle. We'll see if Sobaza can make the play. He cannot. It gets past him. 1 run will score. A second run coming around. No throw from Margroff as a 2-out single. Will score 2. Bennett comes around to score, as well as Bill Kroll, as this one now broken open, has run 7 and 8 cross home plate. So the leadoff walks coming back to bite Justin Folks as he allows the 2-out single to Austin Turner. That scores 2. A 2-run deficit was going to be tough. A 4-run deficit will be much, much harder as Folks starts off Jared Wolf with a strike. 8-4 the score now. The Richmond Jazz have scored 6 out of the 8 runs in the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. 0-1 offering. That one high and inside to the lefty Wolf. One other lefty that Folks had faced. It was a hit by pitch to Blevins. It's being the 7th batter that Folks has had to face here in the 9th. Put himself in a position to get out of the inning, but the 2 RBI single has now maybe put this one out of reach. Settlers will have 3 outs to play with when they come back up. 2 up is McCauley, Margroff, and Sobazic. However, we did see Jackson Curb warming up. Folks is 1-1, misses low and outside. 2 balls and a strike now. 2 walks in this inning, a hit by pitch, and a single. So most of these guys getting on just at the hands of Folks. Here's the 2-1. That one gets past Cale Baker into the backstop. Runner's going to move up 90 feet. Blevins to third and Turner into second as the count will now go to 3 balls and a strike. Another late game collapse here for the Settlers. Johnny Putnam put him in another position to win, gave up 3 runs in 7 innings of work. That was kind of the story last time he faced the Richmond Jazz. That'll be ball 4. The 3rd walk of the inning given up by Justin Folks. And once again, the bases will be loaded, and Michael Sandman has seen enough. He points towards the bullpen as Folks' night will be over. We'll see who the new Settler pitcher is when we come back. Richmond on top, 8-4.
Are we leaving?
Starting out for the Richmond County Settlers, number 37, Cole Maxwell. All right, Tommy, go.
Why are they wearing the gray shirt?
Fourth pitcher of the night for the Licking County Settlers. It will be the 6'3", 205 righty from Granville, Cole Maxwell, making his third appearance of this season. He starts off shortstop Tommy Bell with a strike swinging. Justin Folks came in to start the ninth inning. Had the bases loaded with nobody out. Maybe one out, rather. And put himself in a position to get out of it as Maxwell misses in the dirt. But allowed the 2 RBI single that really broke this one open, then walked Jared Wolf to load the bases once again, and Michael Sandman hadn't seen enough from Folks. Now going to Maxwell. Maxwell's last time out on the bump was against Galen. Hasn't pitched at home. As a swing and a miss, big swing and a miss, as Bell swinging out of his shoes. Not even sure he went down to one knee. He almost came out of his shoes there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Bell the shortstop, 2 for 5 on the day. 2 singles and reached on an error. Maxwell on the season, no decisions. 2.70 ERA in his third game. Has thrown 3 1/3, 4 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 1 walk. Made his first appearance on July the 19th against the Copperheads. Didn't think we were going to see him at all this season as he'd been battling an arm injury. But able to get some innings now here late. Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss. So Maxwell comes in and does his job. Gets a strikeout on 4 pitches, but the damage has been done. It's Licking County down to its final 3 outs. They're chasing 4. Last chance for the Settlers here in the bottom of the ninth. John McCulley substituted for to be Jackson Kerr, but taking a hack and fouling it to the backstop. Pitcher will stay at Matthew Waters. He came in the 8th inning, allowed 3 straight hits and a run to score, but was able to get out of it on a 5-4-3 Double play given up by Nathan Dill. Second pitch to Curb, swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes to the righty from Belmont. Curb on the season, 0.97 average, only has 3 hits. Here's the 0-2. That one in the dirt for ball 1. Curb also 8 strikeouts and 6 walks. 6 feet, 195. Nashville, Tennessee looked good in batting practice today. Hit a couple balls real hard. I want to say he put one over the wall. I thought he was going to get down the home run derby with Pimentel and McCauley. He takes looking on the outside corner. Not a good start for Licking County here to start off the bottom of the 9th inning as the first strikeout of the day for Matthew Waters, 5th on the season. He is now 2 outs away. Margroff will be the batter now. Margroff has reached base all 3 times today. 1 on a single and 2 walks, so he's 1 for 1. Has not scored, however. So he takes outside for ball 1. Infield playing normal depth. One of those base hits, or the only base hit, rather, was a bunt single from Margroff as he rolls over foul to the right side. Licking County, 3 runs in the second. It was a 3-0 lead at the time. They would go to 3-2 after a 2-run home run by the right fielder in Young. Margroff takes the outside for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander from Butler. The 1-2 offering outside, ball 2. The Settlers would give 2 back in the top of the 3rd. It was 3-2 for the longest time till the 7th. They were able to tie it again. Just missing outside is Waters. Jazz tied it at 3 in the 7th, then put up a 3 spot in the 8th. Take a 6-3 lead. Licking County getting 1 back, then allowing 2 as Margroff goes down swinging back-to-back strikeouts. And just like that, Licking County down to its final out here in the 9th. Kaso Bozic, last chance for the Settlers. They are chasing 4. So Bozic 0 for 4 today. A fly out, a strikeout, and 2 ground outs as it'll be his first appearance against reliever Matthew Waters. First pitch swing, rolls over to the right side. This could be over. Young fields and throws over to first base. A 1-2-3. Bottom of the 9th as the Settlers go down quietly on the 3rd ground out of the game by Kaso Bozic. Licking County falling to 9-29 on the season. So I believe they would fall behind Xenia in the Southern Division standings. Following this one, they will, in fact, find themselves back in the cellar of the Southern Division. Richmond, however, moves to 13-26 on the season. These 2 teams will face off again tomorrow. Licking County trying to even up the season series at 2 games apiece. Licking County falling 8-4 in this ball game here tonight. Richmond, 8 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and 11 left on base. Licking County, 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base. Give the loss. We'll go to Max Schreiber, and the win will go. Will go to Matthew Waters in relief. As he would face. See if we can count here. 7 batters retire. 4 of those, 1 being on a double play ball. Licking County looked primed to take this one after the 3 spot put up in the 3rd inning against starting pitcher Titan Bennett, but Bennett was able to lock down the rest of the game and really stifle the Licking County offense. Couldn't get anything going in between the 2nd and the 8th innings, only scoring 1. That was another major turning point. So they had 3 straight hits, but the double play ball by Nathan Dill ended any momentum that they would fall. Another good outing from Johnny Putnam and what will most likely be his last start of the season. Through 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 of those being earned. 1 was the big home run by Nolan Young. Gave up 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. A wild pitch come back to bite him, as well as that would tie the game in the 7th inning at 3 apiece. So another good outing by Johnny Putnam goes to waste as he will more than likely finish the year with no wins. Once again, final score from Licking County. We'll be back tomorrow for these two teams once again. 8-4 is your final score. Thank you for listening. I'm Ben Murray.